optimistic that the Gunners can still win the English Premier League title. Now, winning the English Premier League title this season, do you think it is still in the hands of Arsenal? He never finished. Now, the manager of Arsenal, his name is Mikel Arteta. He says, as a winger, only won 3 English Premier League titles in 22 years at Arsenal. So, that if he is allowed to continue in the club, he will match the achievement in Arsenal. So, I would like to hear from you this afternoon. If Mikel Arteta did not win the league this season, should they give him more time? And also, finally, I also want to hear from me too. Which will you consider as the greatest manager? One who wins 13 league titles with just one team, or a manager that wins 12 league titles but with different teams? Which will you consider as your greatest manager? And speaking about consider, maybe it's a trivial question. Yesterday, Lamine Yamal won the Young Player of the Year. So some people the internet has been asking a lot of questions. So I would like to hear from you, between these two players, Lamine Yamal and Michael Olisa, who are you taking in your team right now? 09081855966, 09081855966. Right, can you be slow? Okay. 0908-1855-966, or you can call 0902-2917-917, 0902-2917-917, or you can send a WhatsApp message to this line 070-4017-83, 070-4017-83. I'm in a good mood today. Guess what? I will dash out a jersey today. So I will be giving out jersey today. I want to give out 2 jerseys today. Should I give 2 or 1? I will be giving out jersey today. 0908-1855-966, or you can call 0902-2917-917. I have Patrick Lurker in the studio this afternoon. Patrick, good afternoon. Welcome to Sport Now.
Good afternoon, right? We're back again to look at the stories, making the rounds.
Okay, I think let the show begin. Have I introduced myself? No. My name is Nnadozie. But if you call me the CBN of sports, we'll become friends for life. Okay, like I tell people that I'm your host. I'm not a ghost. I'm here to give you the best of my sporting toast. Right from my TT post as I control this coast. I'm not here to post. You know why? Let me do this coast. And let's cruise. I'll begin with tech board this afternoon here in River State, because the board members and athletes of River State Tech Board team on Monday 20th April presented their trophies to the Permanent Secretary of River State Ministry of Sports, Comrade Emmanuel Nnadozie. In his office, the victorious team was led by Director of Sports, River State Sport Council, Mrs. Obia Nyengi Yekabo, alongside the head of the Department for Organizing Secretaries of the Sport Council, Mrs. Beauty Edition. These are my people, Sha. Now, I'm speaking about Obia. For those who don't know her, she has won more medals than any African athlete, than any Nigerian athlete. She has won most medals. They call her the fish. I was still on the tech board story. Rivers Wales tech board team and won 2 gold medals and 1 bronze out of the 5 categories of the event competed for, to emerge overall second at the first National Tech League held in Aba, Abia State. The chairman of River State Tech Board Association, Mr. Halim Adebola Zako, while thanking the Permanent Secretary for the warm reception, pleaded for more support from the River State government to enable the team win more trophies for the state. Now, on his part, the River State Tech Board patron, Ambassador Paul Nwanga, disclosed how the association has been able to discover raw talent for the streets of Port Harcourt within a space of 2 years. Paul also noted that River State is required to host a major tech board event this year, having become one of the major players of the game at the national level. Present at the event were River State Tech Board Vice Chairman Mr. Sunday Ehime, and the Tech board member Ijin Opiki, Rivers State West coach, Keshi Chijoke, and team technical Miss Judith Chinda, and Rivers West athlete. The first national Tech Ball League attracted teams from 18 states across Nigeria as well as Ghana. And from there, let me go to tennis this afternoon. I'll let you know that defending champion Carlos Alcaraz says the result of the next test on his injured wrist will be crucial in determining whether he plays at the French Open. The world number 2 pulled out of the Barcelona Open last week after sustaining an injury to his right wrist in his first round victory, and later withdrawn from the Madrid Open, which starts on Tuesday. 7 Grand Slam champion Carlos Alcaraz, who has won back-to-back French Open title, had described the injury as more serious than any of us expected. The French Open runs from 24 May to 6th June. From there, let's talk about athletics this afternoon. In the world of athletics, the Athletic Federation of Nigeria, make it AFN, has opened the training camp in Lagos for Team Nigeria ahead of the 2026 World Relay Championship in Gambore, Botswana. The camp, which began on Monday, will run for 1 week under the supervision of Federation Technical Director Gabriel Okon, as preparation intensifies for global events scheduled for May 2nd and 3rd. Okon explained and that the campaign program forms part of a phased build-up to the competition, with athletes assembly shortly after the conclusion of the ongoing MTN Champ in Ibadan before traveling to Botswana. And the champ includes athletes selected across the men's and women's 4x100 meter, 4x400 meter relay team, with notable names such as Enoch Adequekwe, Samson Natane, and Patient Okun George among those expected to take part. The Athletics Federation of Nigeria further confirmed that foreign-based athletes are due to join the squad upon arrival in Gambore, Botswana. Nigeria is currently confirmed for 3 events at the World Relays, including the men's 4x400 meter, women's 4x400 meter, and mixed 4x100 meter relay race. However, the Federation has indicated its intention to compete in all 6 relay events pending final confirmation from the World Athletics. The decision is expanded participation reflects on broader efforts to strengthen the country's relay team and improve qualification prospects ahead of major tournaments or international competition like the 2026 World Athletics Ultimate Championship in Budapest and 2027 World Championship in Beijing. Final clarity on Nigeria's full participation is expected upon when the global governing body release the official list of entries in the coming days. For Lagos, the camp marks the first phase of preparation, with further training expected to continue after the team's arrival in Botswana, as they aim to build momentum ahead of the championship. Patrick Lurker, it's a good one. They want to camp in Lagos, but if they are not inviting, unlike other countries, I've been following the Botswana team, I've been following the Ghana team and the Kenya team. They have what they call bubble. Now, those bubble means everybody come together, be in a camp. All these teams, even the USA team too, they are in camp. But Nigeria, it is only set of persons here, and those the foreign-based athletes, they are not yet in the country. They said they will meet them in Botswana. And not having this bondness, early bondness, will it affect them next week?
You know, synergy is really key. Yeah. So, but then they also they represent different colleges for the most part. You know, I think they represent different colleges, so it's a bit difficult to get them to to come around, just immediately. But I think they need it boils down to planning and all of that. That's the AFN. They'll tell you that there's no money, there's no funds and all of that, and the athletes are also engaged, and that's because they can't give the athletes the best of trainings or facilities. We look at whatsoever they have in Lagos, you can't compare that to what they have at their respective colleges.
Sure.
So that's a fact. But then team spirit and synergy is also key. That's one area that needs to also be considered ahead of the event in Botswana. So I like to think that these are really top. Clearly, they are top athletes. They need to come in. They would have been preparing already long before now. Most of these athletes even get to even the ones that will be in camp. That their plans or trainings are usually very personal. Yeah. So that's what the AFN does. They wait until the event is by the corner and then they gather them, which is, I mean, that's been a norm, yeah. A bad norm somehow. If you like to say in a manner of speaking. So, clearly, it's something that needs to be improved. There's a need for improvement. There's a need for improvement in that very regard. So, we hope that they get it right. They'll face stiff competition from other teams, Kenyans and other African countries. They'll come pretty good at the event because they are also well experienced and they got great and top athletes performing and achieving greatness at the very top level. So they are expected to go in there and give a good account of themselves. It sure won't be easy, but then let's hope that they come out they achieve greatness at the event.
Okay, speaking about greatness at the event, it's trying to talk about the round leader game. Football, the game that unites the world. And this is Spotlight on WAVE 91.7FM. My name is Nnadozie, but if you come to the CBN of Sports, we'll become friends for the party. Lurker is in the building. Let's talk football this afternoon. I let you know that ongoing is the We Bros versus Reme Jackson. The state FA, they call it the River State Federation Cup semi-final, first semi-final tomorrow at the Adokia and Messi Stadium. It will be Rivers United versus Rain, and that game will be by 3 p.m. Speaking about the game today, We Bros FC versus Reme Jackson. I'll be there live any moment from now. I'm going there to watch the game. At the Shark Stadium, if you are around that side, you can also go there. Maybe go watch a good football. And let me talk this coming from Flamingos and let you know that the Nigeria Flamingos will face Guinea in the next round of the FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup qualifiers after the West African side secured a tournament victory over Niger. Guinea progressed with an emphatic 8-2 aggregate win, sealing qualification with 3 triumphs at home, and the second leg after already claiming a 5-2 advantage in the first meeting. Their performance across both fixtures highlighted their attacking strength as advanced comfortably to set up a clash with Nigeria. Now the Flamingos, who were granted a bye into the second round as the highest ranked African team, will now begin their campaign against Benin later this month. The first leg is scheduled to take place between May 22nd and then 24th. Now with the return fixture set for May 29 to 31st. The winner of the tie will progress to the third and final qualifying round in July, where a place at the global tournament will be at stake. Nigeria head into the future with a strong pedigree in the competition, having qualified for 8 of the last 9 editions of the World Cup. And their performance came in 2022 when they finished third in India. They followed that with a quarterfinal appearance in the Dominican Republic and reached the round of 16 at the 2025 edition in Morocco. The upcoming encounter is expected to provide a steam test for the Flamingos against a Guinea side that arrived in confident form, setting up a crucial tie as both teams aim to move closer to securing qualification for the tournament, which Morocco will still host annually through 2029. Patrick, Morocco still there at our neck. If they win, problem. If they don't win, problem. Now, they said they want to be hosting most of our games. Patrick, should we just leave them to be hosting everything in Africa? Maybe tennis, golf.
Without sentiments, they are as in apart from the fact that all of them antics and all what happened at the AFCON, they got the best of facilities when it comes to events and all of that. So ultra modern, up to date, and that's been a story for the most part. But it's a slap on the faces of every other African country. They need to add layers. They need to, improve in that regard, facility-wise and all. That's why you have Morocco doing all what they're doing at this point in time. You wouldn't blame them. The question is, but there are several other African countries that could host this event. Everything it happens. There's usually time for everything.
There's a monkey hand for the thing.
There's usually time for everything. Clearly, that's what it is at this point in time. So, these days, CAF, whatsoever they're doing, venue is Morocco, be it a casual meeting, official, any event whatsoever. So that's really the crazy thing, and that's why they announced them as winners of the AFCON 2 months after the final was played, after they lost to Senegal in the final by goal to nothing. Just to massage their egos, make them feel good, and it's just that's what it is. And really, you can't take that away. I hope if they can put aside all of the antics and all, and then face fairness for what it's worth. I think, that's like the place to be, really, without sentiments.
Okay, don't go anywhere. We want to go pay this bill. Just 30 seconds. Make it 1 minute. When we come back, we'll go straight to Europe, where we'll hear from Pep Guardiola, Mikel Arteta, Patrick Lurker, myself, and you out there. My name is Nnadozie. Patrick Lurker is also here.